Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about Tilray and why Tilray had an aftermarket hours of a 16% gain. Holy crap, 16% gain on earnings. Like that is serious, and I have to talk about it. I have a lot of bad things to say. Oh, and I kind of want to start off with this video, but I gotta wait till this commercial ends first. So you're watching a commercial of what, like some guy mowing the lawn. Is it mowing the lawn? Oh, it's some kind of pharmaceutical allergy thingy.
Tilray is the company's first earnings report as a publicly traded company. It went public here at the NASDAQ, the first pure-play marijuana stock to hit one of the major U.S. exchanges. The CEO just did an interview on the closing bell, and our own cannabis king couldn't believe his ears. So we're going to play a new game. Listen up. It's called Not So Fast. We're going to roll the soundbite for Tim here. Okay. And when he wants to jump in to comment, he just says, not so fast. So you'll see this graphic come up, and we'll pause the interview. Tim will jump in, give us his deep thoughts. So, Tim, are you ready?
Yeah, I think I can do this.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's listen.
You know, once in your lifetime, if you're lucky, you see an entire industry emerge from scratch, seemingly overnight. And that's what we're seeing right here. We're seeing a $150 billion industry globally transition from a state of prohibition to a state of legalization.
Not so fast.
While at first,
not so fast. All right, so this is really key. Ultimately, first of all, he talked about $150 billion. I think that's conservative. I think as you get into the medical marijuana and the biopharma elements, that market is small. By the way, one of the reasons why Tilray gets such a premium is these guys have global brands. In fact, you know, Marley Natural, Leafly is an online website with 14 million subscribers. They can speak to that global opportunity. That's why this is very interesting. Let's keep listening, I guess.
First look, you might want to judge companies in the industry based on agriculture or growing a commodity product. That's really not what the industry is going to look like 5 years from now. I think most products will be in form factors that look more similar to other pharmaceuticals or other CPG products. People will drink cannabis. People will drink cannabis instead of a beer. They'll drink a product that has zero or few calories and no hangover, and they'll drink it instead of a beer in a bar
not
or at their home.
Fast. That's amazing. So when I listen to that, so he's basically saying that ultimately cannabis-infused beverages could replace alcohol. Yes. I mean, I think that's extraordinary. What I would choose to say is I think when people look at what's going on here, some of the biggest consumer products companies in the world, and I mean Procter & Gamble could be knocking on the door at some point because this is really the story here. And so when you've heard about Diageo, you've heard about Constellation Brands, what he's referring to, and he's absolutely right, is that people's consumption tastes are changing. Anyone who thinks that they understand how people are consuming now versus how they will consume cannabis, edibles, infused things, medicine, you name it, I don't think they do know. That's why it's such an exciting time. So let's roll
on. They may eat a product in the form of a chocolate bar or an edible or consume a pill. And so that's where the value is. It's in the intellectual property of these other form factors and other delivery mechanisms.
Yeah, I mean, again, fascinating. And the fact that these guys beat on sales, which is really exciting because these have not been profitable companies, Mel. And ultimately, these guys, if you listen to Cowen, who seems to be the axe in the space, they say that they could be EBITDA break-even by 2019. Their sales will probably go tenfold by 2021. And again, it's a global brand with some very high-powered investors. Let's face it, privateer. I mean, these guys can help these guys navigate this entire capital market spectrum. That's why the stock's moving.
So 14% gross. So you've been getting into this space, right?
So yes, I'm in Canopy. I'm in CGC. But obviously, the troublesome thing that when you look at it's $10 million worth of sales in the second quarter, and it's approaching on Tilray, it's approaching a $5 billion market cap. But this is a growth area, so you can't put those normal metrics or the fundamentals overlay on it. These are not value. These are growth names. And if it's a $150 billion market, I'm happy with that. If Tim says it's bigger than that, then the growth is even more spectacular than we all think.
Yeah, the other part of it here is you only have a few ways to play it here in the U.S. So if you want to get exposure to this, you only have a couple names here. So I'm with Tim. I think this could be a huge market from multiple different levels. So I'm a buyer on the dips. You know, if Tilray got backed around 50 or so. I don't know if it's going to get there, but if it did, I'd be a buyer.
What's the market cap on a Tilray or so?
We're now we're close to $5 billion.
All right.
So I mean, this is a case where look where this stock was a week and a half ago. The whole week has been transformative. So exciting time.
I gotta wonder if at some point, when it gets big enough, it could be included in an index. I mean, it's a U.S. listed stock, and there aren't too many, and so there's that factor.
They were the first U.S. IPO in
right.
cannabis, and meanwhile, Canopy, $13 billion. I mean, there's massive.
That was just like very uplifting. They just talked completely positive, and then the stock rose like 16.27%. So tomorrow's gonna be a green day, no matter what. It's Canopy is already up $6.64%, I believe. Oh, so 6.13%. So if Tilray goes up massively, it's gonna pull Canopy, and it's gonna probably pull Aurora Cannabis with it. So tomorrow's not gonna be a red day. Tomorrow's gonna be a green day, almost for sure. So the financials came out. I mean, it's pretty positive. They are like, they grew revenues by 95%. I mean, they're losing money, but that's okay. Every company loses money. They're in like 11 different countries on 5 continents, so they are a big global player for sure. They're already shipping product because they're like the first companies to have GMP certified facilities, so they're shipping globally. So like that's why the stock is like so massively overvalued. And then on top of that, the way they price the shares structure, it's really good. I mean, they don't have very many shares. I think they have like 75 million outstanding shares. It might say in the financials 75 million shares. So let me just enlarge that for you guys. Okay, that didn't. Oh, okay, here you go. So 75 million shares. They have a total of 75 million shares. They lost 17 cents, that thing. Canopy has about 220 million shares. That's why when you look at Canopy, you like see, oh hey, Canopy looks cheaper than Tilray, because Tilray has less shares. And yeah, they raised money at a very cheap price, so that's why the stock price is so high compared to Canopy's. But Canopy's market cap is 9.5 billion, while Tilray is 4.79 billion. In my mind, that makes absolutely no sense. Like absolutely no sense. Canopy is clearly undervalued compared to Tilray. So I think Canopy is gonna go past $60 tomorrow, especially if Tilray stays at this stock price, to 60 Canadian dollars anyways. Because I think Canopy is extremely undervalued. 9.5 billion for a company that's receiving $5 billion in cash. $5 billion in cash. Think about that. That's a lot of money. Canopy is not a speculation stock compared to Tilray. Tilray is pure speculation. Pure speculation. Especially since the price of it is so expensive. It's very close to Aurora Cannabis. And Aurora is such a bigger and better company than Tilray, in my opinion. And then, okay, I guess I also have some other negative things to say. I mean, yeah, they did pretty good. They grew like a lot from, I guess, last year. But their current, and like if you look at the asset, it's horrible. It's $106 million. I've seen so many companies out there that have at least $106 million, and then liabilities, like come on, $71 million liability. They have a shareholder equity of $35 million. Like what? Like seriously? Like are these like investors in the US do not know how to like read a company at all? Like they're just like, oh, my rich friend is investing in Tilray, I should do the same thing. That's at least this is what I think is happening, because this looks so bad. I guess my words might cause Tilray stock to go down, and I apologize for that. But I have to point out that it's horrible. And then let's compare it to Canopy's asset. Okay, Canopy has right now, without even the $5 billion in cash, they have $2 billion in asset. But if you take away, let's say, goodwill and this intangible asset, which is like fluff, that you're still looking at $1.6 billion. $1.6 billion in assets. And the liability is it's almost $1 billion. But this right here, the $617 million, is convertible debentures priced at $48. It's gonna get converted into shares, and then that makes Canopy's liability like at $200 million. So I mean, Canopy has very low liabilities, lots and lots of assets, and they are a bigger global player than Tilray. And I think they have a better branding than Tilray too, and way bigger supply agreement than Tilray. So Canopy is just so much bigger than a company, and it's only twice as much as Tilray. Like, come on, like seriously. But whatever. Investors are gonna invest. Big money is not gonna listen to me. Maybe some big money is listening to me, but not like big money's listening to me. So whatever. I guess I think tomorrow Aurora is gonna definitely fly. Like, it's not gonna stay at $8.54. It's going to like $9+. It's probably gonna go to $9.50. That's my guess. So it's gonna. I think Aurora's gonna go up $1 tomorrow. Like even 50 cents at the very least. So it's gonna go back to $9. People who bought in today, I think, and still holding after the market close, good on you, because you're gonna make some money tomorrow. Yeah, and like what? Aurora's market cap is $8 billion, and if you combine, if in the US, it's like this. Hold on, ACBFF. $6.27 billion, $6.72 billion compared to $4.79 billion. Tilray is very, very overvalued compared to Aurora in the US. Aurora is very undervalued compared to Tilray. I think Aurora deserves a higher market cap. I think Aurora deserves like a 10 billion market cap, or even higher than that. So I can see the stock going to like $10 plus. So yeah. At least this is my opinion. And then I'm gonna end it off with Namaste, the company I still hold. I could have sold out everything and just threw into Canopy, but I didn't want to completely abandon Namaste. So I'm still a shareholder. I still have a lot less than what I used to have, but I still have a decent chunk of shares, especially if you compare it to like a normal person. So I mean, I still have some shares, and this news makes me happy that Snoop Dogg is going to be it's going to be the special guest at the pledge party on September 12th. Unfortunately, I'm not going because I sold stock before the pledge was completed. So I'm still a shareholder, but I sold my stock, so I guess I'm not going to this anymore. But whoever goes, have fun. I hope you guys have fun. I'm hoping you guys oh crap. Okay, I lost it, and this site is super laggy as hell. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I hope people record the footage. I would love to see what went on at that party. It looks like it's gonna be a fun time. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, please give me a thumbs down. Subscribe for future updates, and have a great day. Bye.